All right, we are working on this. Just give me a sec. All right. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Elihu John. I own Insight Transformations, and I've been playing around with technology. So hopefully this will work, but it's just fun. Um, I would kind of like to talk about the energetic landscape and how we can survive this, and not just survive, but thrive and actually do the work that we came to do, which was to transcend and transmute. So yesterday um, I got a channeled message. I asked for it, and I got a channeled message from my higher self saying how you move through all of these weird things that are going on is like dancing between the raindrops. And that was a very interesting image in my head, which I wanted to share with all of you as well, because without going into any details about how my life is being affected by the current political landscape, by the current social landscape, by the economical landscape, all of that. I do very much experience the fringe experience of being um, in the line of fire. And that has been very interesting for me. And I know that for me, it is exactly where I was meant to be born and exactly how I was meant to be born. Um, I am gender expansive. I am very much queer. I am also um, not mainstream in a lot of ways. But at the same time, I have a lot of privilege just with how I look. Um, I I am trans, and that is not a political statement. That is an identity of who I am inside, and I embody both the masculine and the feminine in a way that is not accepted by the mainstream. And in fact, it's not accepted by a lot of the spiritual community either. We see a lot of women's circles and women's events, and quite honestly, my presence would probably intimidate a lot of people who are going to these experiences, even though I have experienced most, if not all, of what the women at these events have experienced, which puts me on the outside. And in being on the outside, I have had to learn how to take up space in a way that is both affirming and non-threatening. So when I say that we are leveling up, that we are going through energetic transitions, it is because I am among the energetic transitions that we are experiencing, um, which is fun. But that also means I have a lot of questions about how my position in society is going to outlast the crazy. And I do very much believe that it will. That is something that I have had to own. As a matter of fact, I can no longer hide who I am, and I wouldn't want to. But I hid who I was until my 30s just to survive. And when I decided to take up space, it was with the understanding that that was what I was here to do all along. And that is what every one of us, light workers, spiritual warriors, people who love and people who advocate for human rights are here to do. It is not just taking up the space that is mine, it is creating space for others who need a little more support, and we all do. So when I got the advice to dance between the raindrops, it was with the understanding that it's not just finding a safe place to set your feet, it is also doing so with joy. doing so with intention and flexibility. Um, and then I also kind of added to that, it is important for us to create safe spaces so that we can take a breather. We can go under the shelter and not be in the rain because the rain in this image isn't just normal rain. Sometimes it's acid rain, and that can be very damaging. So it's not that there isn't any darkness or any contrast in our lives. There very much is, but it's the understanding that we are well equipped to handle whatever it is we come across. That is something that I feel is very important to share. I am also experimenting with how we interact in community and how we interact together. Because as we have seen over the last few months, everything is subject to change. Everything is subject to compromise. In fact, being in a body means that we are subject to being compromised or not acting in the highest light. And that is a matter of what kind of shadow work we can do. Um, Being a human at this time is an experience of the extremes. And it is important in this time that we also learn when to move and when to stay put. Uh, I think that covers the information that I wished to share today. Let me know if you have any comments, questions, concerns, and I would be happy to do another video if you would like. But I hope this helps. Stay stay grounded and stay in your joy because the more the more comfortable we get, the more desperate the opposition gets. And we're seeing them get very desperate. But we were conditioned to remain in fear and to allow them to control us. We were conditioned to not embrace ourselves. And so, because we were conditioned, we are susceptible to that influence. So, as they ramp up, we have to be mindful of that. Very mindful, very demure. Anyway, have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk later.